Okay, welcome to our monthly question and answer session. Today we'll begin with the first question.
Question number 1 from Venerable Kulisa from Myanmar. I am from Myanmar and now live in Thailand for my further education about Buddhism. My question is, why the color of monk's robe is different from one to another? Does the color have any meaning?
It's just a matter of interpretation, because in the Tripitaka there is no particular color, and people just try to interpret from the Tripitaka whether a saffron color actually looks like. So each temple or each teacher or from previous teachers, they have interpreted that it should be this particular color. So they then have different colors because due to different interpretation of the word saffron.
His next question, do you have meditation retreat in your temple?
We have people coming to practice, but there's no formal teaching, there's no group meditation, group retreat. It's individual. It's mostly for monks up here. If stay down at the monastery below, there is group chanting, group meeting in the morning and in the evening for chanting and meditation. But here on the mountain is strictly for monks. People who know monks, and monks allow them on a special basis, not for people everywhere, not for the general public up here.
Can you please let me know how you provide teaching for lay meditators or monks who take retreat at your wat?
I usually let them read my books, listen to my Dhamma talks on CD, or they now can go into YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Dhamma in English, and all the talks in English will be posted there. You can go and watch and listen to my talk, or you can download my books from the internet, from the website called suchart.com. This is how I teach, mostly for foreigners. If they're here, if they have any question, they could ask me directly, or if they're not here, they can send in question like you did today.
Question number 3 from Elizabeth from Norway. What is the difference between citta and vijnana?
The citta is the one who knows, the one who thinks, who feels. This is called the citta. Vijnana is one of the function of the citta. Vijnana is the one that takes the information that received by the body, by the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. They are called sight, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects. This information is being received by vijnana. Vijnana acts like a messenger. It collects this information from the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, and send and report to the citta, the one who knows. Then the one who knows will then process this information into whether it's good or bad. When it finds out it is good or bad, it will then direct the mind to react. If it's good, it then tells the mind to go and acquire. When it's bad, it tells the mind to delete or to get rid of those things. So this is the vijnana in the 5 khandhas. We also in Thai, we call the citta as a vijnana when without the body. When the body dies, the citta doesn't die with the body. The citta then is called the vijnana, or the spirit.
Question number 4. When the mind goes into deeper state of meditation and the mind appears to be blank and quiet, but energetic. Does this mean that the mind perceives emptiness?
It means just what you see. When the mind become calm, then there's nothing to see. Then you see emptiness and see the mind itself, see the one who knows. When the mind becomes fully calm, all the thoughts will disappear. When the thought disappear, then what is left is just emptiness, or the one who knows.
Question number 5. After several periods of silent retreats in my house, I feel joyful and the energy to practice is steadily increasing. Could you talk about the difference between practicing in the Sangha versus practicing mostly alone?
You can do it either way. Whichever way is productive for you, you use that way. But ideally, you want to be in a quiet place, be alone. So sometimes if you live in a monastery and you have to be involved with people, maybe it's better to stay at home and be alone. It's not the name monastery or home doesn't imply the proper place to practice. The proper place to practice is the place where it is quiet, where you can be alone and not be disturbed by other people or things. Then that should be the proper place for practice.
What are the pitfalls of being self-reliant practitioner?
If you don't have a teacher, you can be deluded and you can be misguided by your own misinterpretation of the Dhamma. Then you can become lost on your path to enlightenment. But if you study with a teacher or you have a teacher to consult from time to time, then you will be corrected if what you think, what you feel is not proper or right. Then your teacher will tell you that this is not what you should be thinking about. So it's always good, it's always important to have a teacher, especially an enlightened teacher. If it's not an enlightened teacher, it's not worth it, because an unenlightened teacher can misguide you. So you need an enlightened teacher to be your guide.
Question number 6. I have been to many monasteries and there seems to be no place where women are provided with enough isolation in order to progress in their practice. Most monasteries require women to stay together in the shared room or do chores together and closely associated with one another. This is also due to safety reasons, as it is not safe for a woman to stay in isolation by herself. At home, I also cannot find an appropriate place to practice, as I have a close-knit family and relatives where we need to support each other, having to live in the community. In this situation, how should women have the opportunity to progress in their practice?
Well, you can live together, but you can also be separated at the same time. You don't have to sleep in the same room. You can live separately, but within close range of each other. So in case you need any help, you could then sound the alarm. This is the nature of being a woman. A woman is a target of assault. Men like to assault women. So if a woman is alone, a woman can be prey to a man who wants to assault woman. But if there are many women nearby, then it will make it harder for a woman to be assaulted. So this is the truth of life. But women can still practice and become enlightened, because it doesn't require that you have to be alone to get rid of your defilements. You can get rid of your defilement by sitting for a long time. Can you sit for a long time and then let go of your body, let go of your pain? If you can do that, you can become a Sotapanna right away. So it doesn't mean that you have to be alone all the time or to be isolated. It's good if you can, but you have to consider the safety factor also. But if you cannot, you have to live in a community, but live in the kind of community where they allow you to be separated. Only come together during time of work, but otherwise everybody stay in their own place and practice. Have a place to walk and have a place to sit. This is quite good enough for women to practice and become enlightened.
Question number 7. I have stopped work for many years and have been trying to practice, but I cannot find a good place to advance my practice. I feel very helpless and feel very weak mentally. So is it better for me as a woman to go back to work, because when I go to work, at least I can earn money to offer more dana and accumulate more good karma and also more strength to practice further?
That will be walking backward. Because if you can practice and then you stop and then you go back and work to get money to give to charity, then you're going down to the lower level of practice. You go back to dana and sila. When you meditate, you're on the level of bhavana. So it's better to maintain this level as much as possible. If you don't have to go to work, don't go to work. If you have a problem with looking for a place to stay to practice, maybe you already have it without you knowing it. Maybe your house where you stay is the best place for you. If you can somehow separate yourself from the rest of the people that you live with, or if you can move to an empty house, an empty condo, then you can practice there. There are many Thai women now doing this thing. They rent a condo or they buy a condo and then they just live in the condo. Now they can listen to Dhamma talk all the time on YouTube, on the internet. So they don't need to be close to a teacher like staying in a monastery. As long as you have a quiet place to practice, it's good enough for the practice. Don't have to be a monastery. Don't have to, monastery is good for the old days when there's no internet, there's no modern means of communication. Nowadays you have modern ways of communicating, modern ways of listening to the Dhamma. So you can be anywhere and you can still be in a monastery. The important thing is to have a quiet place and to be alone.
Question number 8. It is very hard to live the life of a monk, fully dedicated to practice, when one does not have the ability to enter deep samadhi, especially when one has already been trying for a few years. I wonder how many years is worth to keep on trying.
Well, if you don't succeed, just keep on trying, because this is the only way they will make you successful one day. Because if you stop, you will never succeed at all. But if you keep on trying, then eventually you will succeed.
Does one achieve deep samadhi only after many years of full-time practice?
No, you achieve deep samadhi when you have a strong mindfulness. So what you need now is to develop a lot of mindfulness, continuous mindfulness. Then when you sit and meditate, your mind can enter into deep samadhi.
Question number 9. When a person who is continuously trying to attain deep samadhi, should he support his practice with other practices to overcome the lack of strength of deep samadhi?
What you need is the development of mindfulness in order to let you get into deep samadhi. Then there are the peripheral factors you need to have: a quiet place where you can be alone and no other things to do. All you do all day is just developing mindfulness and sitting in meditation. Then if you can do this, eventually you'll achieve the goal that you look for.
Question number 10 from Luke Sawak, Melbourne, Australia. What are your thoughts on drinking coffee and or tea while doing meditation? Does it make concentration more difficult?
Yes, it can be distracting because they are addictive. Once you drink, then you will have the urge to drink. Especially it can disturb when you try to meditate, try to concentrate, and then this urge keep coming up. Let's go have a cup of coffee. Let's have a cup of tea. And so it can be a hindrance we call sensual desire. This is one of the 5 hindrances. The desire to taste the taste of tea or coffee. If you're thirsty, just drink water, plain water. Then this will have no distraction on your mind. But if you want to use the excuse that you're thirsty and you have to drink tea or coffee, then this is your defilement. And it can become a hindrance because you will not be able to concentrate on your meditation object when you sit, because your mind keeps distracting you with the thought of having tea or having coffee. So it's good to stop all these kind of things, all this sensual gratification. Just stick to the basic. Eat once a day, and after that just drink water. Then you can get rid of all these hindrances. Yeah. And then you can concentrate and achieve your meditation.
Question number 11 from Mirza Galib. I would like to know about breathing meditation technique.
Simple meditation technique, breathing, you want to use the breathing as an anchor, something to hold your mind to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly. So if you keep watching your breath, then you cannot go think about other things. If you go think about other things, it means you're not watching your breath. So when you meditate, by using your breath, you just close your eyes and then keep watching your breath coming in and out at the tip of your nose. That's when you can feel the contact of the air that comes in and goes out. Just focus on that point only. Don't follow the breath in, don't follow the breath out. Just keep watching at the tip of the nose. If you can focus on that point and not go anywhere, not thinking about anything, your mind will gradually become calmer and calmer. And eventually it will be fully calm. It will stop thinking. And it will feel a sense of ease and happiness arise from being calm.
Next question, question number 12 from Teo the Beauty, Malaysia. Previously, I focused my mind at the tip of my nose. Then I read a book about reciting a mantra, Bhutto, which I followed and I did quite well. So now I have to concentrate a mantra and also at the tip of my nose. I am confused. Can Ajahn please teach me one simple way to meditate?
Well, you can have either way. Just recite the mantra without watching your breath, or watching your breath without reciting your mantra. But some people like to use both. Then you watch your breath and then you recite the mantra at the same time. So it's up to you to choose. These are different methods of meditation that can achieve the result. It's up to each individual to choose, because different people have different preferences.
Next question, question number 13 from Ivy Louis. I try to contemplate, but I end up with thinking about things. How to differentiate between contemplating and thinking?
When you contemplate, you focus on the one particular object, one particular subject. When you think, you can think aimlessly about many things. So when you contemplate, you have a certain subject you want to contemplate, such as anicca, impermanence, and then you just contemplate on impermanence on your body, for instance. Keep thinking your body is gonna get old, get sick, and die. Everybody is the same way. They will get old, get sick, and die. Besides the body, everything else is also impermanent. The house you stay is impermanent. The car you use is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. See, this is contemplation. It's like studying a certain particular subject, which you can choose. The Buddha asks us to contemplate on three characteristics, either impermanence, either suffering, either anatta, not having a self. So it depends on how you go about it. If you don't know how to contemplate, then you have to study first. What is impermanent? What is dukkha? What is anatta? Then when you know, then you apply this to all the things in this world. They are all the same. They all are anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is in order to educate your mind so that you can get rid of your delusion to think that everything in this world is permanent, to think that everything in this world belongs to you or belongs to somebody. Nothing belongs to anybody. Yeah. Even your body doesn't belong to you. Yeah. So this is what contemplation means. But if you don't have strong mindfulness, you will not be able to concentrate on this kind of contemplation. Your mind will like to go think with whatever thought come up to you. Sometimes you think about going away. Sometimes you think about going to a movie. Sometimes you will think about going to see your friends. So this thought keep coming up. So in order to be able to contemplate effectively, you first need to develop strong mindfulness, to be able to stop your other thoughts first, to be able to calm your mind, be able to enter into deep samadhi first. Once you can enter into deep samadhi, then you will have the strength to stop all this thought that you've been thinking about all your life. And then you then can start focusing on contemplating on the truth of the Dhamma, which is the anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Question number 14 from Yvette Wong, Malaysia. I was told that I become very slow in thinking and in processing information. At times, I cannot even grasp the information correctly. I thought that meditation will make people become more collected and sharp. Will regular anapanasati meditation slow down or numb the mind outside the meditation? Have I been practicing incorrectly?
Well, mindfulness and meditation will make your mind calm and more stable, but it doesn't make you any smarter, because in order to be smart, to be wiser, you need to contemplate on the truth of the Dhamma, which is the three characteristics of existence. So if you only meditate, you only develop mindfulness, your mind will become more alert, become more stable, and become calmer. Will not react to things irrationally. Your mind will become more rational. But you don't get any wiser from having deep mindfulness or samadhi. The only way to be wiser is to develop wisdom of the Dhamma, of the Buddha, which he taught that everything in this world is impermanent, causing suffering, and doesn't belong to anybody. And your cause of your suffering is caused by your cravings and your desire. These are the knowledge that you want to teach your mind. Once you have this knowledge inside your mind, then you will become wise and become smart.
Her next question. I live alone, so I have a long period of time each day that I don't talk to anyone. However, this has made my inner chatter become more active. I've tried reciting Buddha, but I could not curb the inner chatter. I recite Buddha, but still thinking at the same time. Can Ajahn advise, please?
Maybe you want to do some chanting. Maybe we chant the discourse of the Buddha, the first sermon or the Satipatthana Sutta. You don't have to do it in Pali, you can do it in English. This can help your mind concentrate and stop thinking about other things.
Next question number 16 from Kirk Barnhart from United States. I had an interesting experience about 10 years ago and I have never understood it. Perhaps you can give me some clarification. I was walking in a park, all of a sudden, I actually saw the trees, I actually heard the birds, and saw people. It was amazing, as if a veil were lifted from before my eyes. It was accompanied by pure compassion and understanding. In looking back on it, I see that there were no hindrances present. Since then, I have never experienced that again. Was that the state of samadhi?
That was a state of calm when you stop thinking. When most of the time we are immersed in our thoughts, so we ignore everything else around us. But as soon as we stop thinking, then everything around us becomes apparent, become obvious to us. So you can call that a form of samadhi, but it's not the kind that you get from sitting in meditation. When you sit, there's another form of samadhi, which the mind becomes still and maybe not even not receiving any information at all from the body. So these two kinds of samadhi. The samadhi that you still receive information from your organs, your sense organs, and another kind of samadhi in which you don't receive any information at all. This is only when you sit, when you go into jhana, that's when you cut off all your contact with the body. But if you're walking or doing jongom, walking meditation, concentrating on your mindfulness, your mind can stop thinking. And then all of a sudden you will feel being alert to all the things around you. That they're always there, but you just never seem to pay attention to them, that's all. But because you are always immersed in your thoughts. But as soon as you stop thinking, then there's nothing for you to be immersed in. So then you come back to all the things that is around you. So you can see, you can hear things, which are always there already. But you never saw it or heard it because you were paying attention to what you think.
Question number 17 from Po Kong, Indonesia. In doing business, when a customer owes us some debts and unwilling to pay back the debts, my friend recommended me to go to temple to ask for solutions. As a Buddhist, is it appropriate to pray to God to ask for help?
No, because Buddhism teaches us to use wisdom, to use common sense. If someone owes you money and they don't pay, then you have to go collect. Then you might have to use some legal means to get what they owe you. You don't go to pray to God or anybody and get your debt back. You won't get it that way. So you have legal means to go to get your money back. Or if you don't want to have any problem, you don't want to get entangled with the legal mess, then you just give it as a charity. Consider that this is the charity you give to that person, and then you just forget about it. Then you don't have to be be annoyed or be bogged down with this problem.
Next question, question number 18 from Bun Kyong. I suffer from skin disorders since young. May I know if it could be related to past karma? And if so, what should I do to reduce this negative karma?
Things that happen to our body has many causes, not just past karma. Sometimes it's the present karma. Sometimes it's the heredity. So it can be many different causes. So maybe it's your past karma also could be a factor. So we really don't know. But you don't really have to worry about it. What you should do is try to fix it. Go to see a doctor, see if they can fix it or not. If they cannot fix it, then you say, well, it's your karma to have this kind of skin. This will save you the restlessness and agitation and the stress. This is the way we Buddhists do to bring the mind to become calm and peaceful, is to accept our fate. accept our karma. What happens to the body? If there's nothing we can do about it, then we just let it be the law of karma. Accept this is the law of karma that forces us to have to experience this kind of situation. Then we will not feel stressed and restless or whatever. We will become calm and peaceful.
Question number 19 from Joel Poa. What is the state of nirvana? Is it emptiness? Is it a state of pure bliss where the mind is radiant in stillness? Are we able to understand it?
The actual meaning of nibbana is the mind that has rid of defilement. The mind that has previously has defilement and cravings. And after practicing Dhamma, this practice of Dhamma will then eliminate the defilements from the mind. Eliminate greed, hatred, and delusion. Eliminate sensual pleasure, gratification, craving for sensual gratification, craving for being, and craving for not being. This will not be left in the mind. They will all be eliminated. And then after this has been eliminated, the mind will become peaceful, happy, and blissful. Yeah. And we call this Nibbana. It's the mind that has been purified, has got rid of all the cravings and desire.
Question number 20. If we do not settle our dispute with someone in this life, when we die and being reborn, are we going to meet this person again until we solve the disputes?
It depends whether that person still have any intention to settle the dispute, and it depends on whether you'll meet this person in your next life or not. Sometimes you might not meet, sometimes you might meet. So it's not the fact that you haven't settled the dispute will cause you to meet this person. It's just that if you happen to meet this person, if he still wants to settle the score, then he will come after you. Yeah.
Question number 21 from Katrina, Sydney, Australia. I live in a 2-bedroom house and I have 3 children. I feel that we need more space, but I'm worried that extending the house is going to place too much financial stress on my partner. I know that some people can live in tiny house with many children, but due to cultural conditioning, I feel that I have the responsibility to provide enough space, especially a room for my teenage son, which currently has to share a room with his younger sister. I feel that I have let him down, but I also do not want to work whole day because I have 2-year-old child. If I work more, I cannot spend time with my youngest. Is my suffering caused by being unable to provide enough for my son, or is this an illusion?
It's your desire to do something that you cannot do. So when you want to do something and you cannot do it, it will cause you to have mental suffering. But if you can accept your fate, accept your status, that this is the way it is for you, so if you can just accept what you have and live with what you have, then you can get rid of your stress, your anxiety, and your unhappiness. See, your unhappiness or your suffering arises from your desire to do something that you cannot do. So you have to use common sense. If you cannot do it, then just accept it and then get rid of your desire. Then your bad feeling will disappear.
So her next question, would it be better to extend my house even if it causes stresses?
It's up to you. You want stresses or you don't want stresses. If you want stresses, then go ahead and do it. Or if you can do it without stress, also do it. You know. So it's up to you. It's like buying things. You You want something, you buy it. If you don't want it, you don't buy it. But there's a price for it. You have to pay. You want a bigger house, you might have to be stressful, working to get the money to get that bigger house. You think, is it worth it? If it's worth it, then do it. It's your life, not mine. For me, I'd rather live under a tree, have a tent or some place to just to tent out, It's good enough for me.
Okay. Question number 23 from Vinod Patel, Bangalore, India. I have heard about Arahant who cries. I have never come across any sutta about it. I understand that crying is a state of mind which is caused by emotion that has yet to understand the true nature of things. However, an Arahant is one who has completely destroyed defilements and with the right understanding. If so, can an Arahant still get emotional and cry? Please clarify.
An Arahant doesn't get emotional due to greed, hate, or delusion. But an Arahant can shed tears out of a feeling of rapture or appreciation. When you appreciate something deeply, it can cause you to shed your tears. Like when someone helps you and you feel thankful for their help, you can shed your tears. This is not defilement. This is not emotion. So an Arahant can still do this. He can still shed tears, still can cry, but not out of greed, hatred, or delusion, or out of any desire or cravings. It's just out of an appreciation of an event or circumstances that affect him deeply inside his mind. So he can control it if he wants to, or he can let it come out. See, sometimes he just let it come out just to use as a way of what you call teaching people. To teach people to be thankful. Like Ajahn Mahabua, he cried when he talked about the gratefulness he felt that he had toward the Buddha. Because without the Buddha's teaching, he would never have reached this state of mind. And for this kind of gratefulness, he felt he just couldn't stop his tears from coming out. But he could if he wanted to. But sometimes he just want to show the people how marvelous, how great the thing the Buddha did for us. That so he showed it by showing his reaction toward this gratefulness, his gratefulness toward the Buddha this way. But it's not out of defilements, out of disappointment, sadness, or fear, or anything like that.
คำถามจากคุณเชียร์ Hello ท่านอาจารย์ Can you explain about the four form jhana, four formless jhana, and one state of cessation?
The four rupa jhana, four arupa jhana, and the cessation of the four khandhas. This you can read it in the Google better because I don't have the detail, but it tells you the different level of calm that you can achieve from this different level of jhanas. The first jhana will have this particular characteristic. The second will have this particular characteristic. I don't remember them all, so you can search in Google. But this is not as important as how you get them. It's more important to know how to get this four or eight kind of jhana by developing mindfulness. This is the method, the means that will get you to enter into jhana. To be mindful all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. If you have continuous mindfulness, when you sit down, you watch your breath. Be mindful of your breath. If you keep watching your breath, then your mind will enter into the different level of jhana.
Hello. One of my teachers talks about staying with the five khandhas. How do we practice like this?
Stay with the five khandhas. You're already with the five khandhas. The mind come and attach itself to the five khandhas, which is the body, feeling, sensation, what you call memory or perception, thoughts, volition, and awareness, consciousness. This is already there. What he means probably means to study this thing and to know them for what they are. Right now, we take them to be ourselves. The mind take the body, the khandhas to be itself. But in fact, they are not the mind, they are something else. The body is made up of the four elements, and feeling, perception, thoughts and awareness, they arise within the mind itself. They arise and cease, they come and go. So you have to know that they are not under your control. If you want to control them, it will cause you to be unhappy or sad when you cannot, such as the body. The body, you can only control it to a certain extent, like giving it food and look after it, but you cannot stop it from growing old, getting sick or die. So if you know this, then you will then stop trying to control it and accept it. If you accept the truth of the body, then you will not be hurt when it happens. It hurts you because you don't want to have it. Your desire is the cause of your stress or your sadness. So if you see the truth, then you can suppress or eliminate your desire to control the body. Such in the same way with your feelings. You have feelings that come and go, different kinds of feelings, three kinds of feeling: good feeling, bad feeling, and neutral feeling. They come from the body. They have the body as the basis of the rising. And sometimes the body feel good, sometimes the body feel bad. It depends on the condition that the body is being exposed to. Sometimes you can manage it, sometimes you cannot. So when you cannot manage it, the best way for the mind is just to accept it, just to leave it alone. Don't try to manage or try to get rid of it, because when you try this, you will cause stress in your mind. So this is basically what you're supposed to know or contemplate on. To know that the five khandhas is not you. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, they keep changing. They rise and cease. They come and go. Anatta, they are not under your control. If you want to control them, you will get dukkha, because sometimes you cannot control them. So this is basically what you should try to deal with the five khandhas. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. You have some question you like to ask?
Yes.
Okay, please talk through the microphone.
Thank you. The first one is an advice to counteract the defilement of self-pride and conceit.
Conceit.
Yeah.
The Buddha said you should treat yourself as dirt. Treat yourself as the lowest beings, like being a servant, being the earth. If you can feel, you can treat yourself as the earth, then whoever step on the earth, you don't care, right? The earth doesn't care who step on the earth, who do anything to the earth, dig the earth, piss on the earth doesn't react. So this is how you should try to treat yourself. You should change your attitude about yourself. We normally like to think ourselves as somebody important, somebody great. So this is the wrong kind of attitude we have, because it can cause us a lot of disappointment when people don't treat you the way we think we are. So it's better to treat yourself as the lowest thing, so you don't expect anything from anybody. So if they don't treat you well, you won't feel bad because you expect it, right? So this is, you should always try to play a new role, change your attitude. Instead of thinking as yourself as somebody important, you think yourself as nobody. You are nobody. You don't expect anything from anybody. You expect the worst from people, from other people. Then you will never be disappointed or sad.
Because it's a very tricky defilement as far as I concern myself, because especially concerning the thing I'm very interested in, for example, the practice and meditation. So there is always in the background a thought, sometimes very little, who says, you're very good, huh?
That's right. It's been embedded in your mind for a long time. And it's become natural for you to always think of yourself as somebody. When in fact you're really nobody, because your true nature is just knowing. See, and your attitude or your thought is just a delusion that you cling to. In reality, we are nobody. We are just a consciousness and awareness. That's all we are. So, and the best way for us to be is to be a nobody, because then we will not be hurt, because we don't expect anything from anybody. But when you think you're somebody or something, you expect people to treat you accordingly. And when they don't treat you accordingly, you become sad. So this is the way to do it. Try to treat yourself as the lowest thing on earth, which is the earth, the ground that you step on. Let everybody step on the ground, step on you, treat you bad. So what? You cannot stop them anyway, right? If they want to treat you bad. But not everybody will treat you bad. There are good people and bad people. So you cannot force them or expect anything from them to treat you according to how you want them to treat you. So the best way is to prepare the worst, accept the worst. Then you will not be disappointed or sad.
Thank you very much. And I would have also a question concerning meditation. Currently, I'm alternating anapanasati to develop samadhi and investigation on the body based on the 32 parts and the 4 elements. And my question is, what I see is that they benefit each other and they work well together. My question is, should I go on this way, depending on also the way the mind is, if it is more inclined to stillness or to investigation, or it would be better first to meditate for a long time only on anapanasati in order to develop a consistent and strong level of stillness?
That's probably the best way. You have to first develop a strong samadhi before you can go to the level of investigation for insight, because you need a strong samadhi to have this strength to continuously contemplate or investigate the true nature of things. And at the same time, you also need this strength of mind to be able to resist your defilements when they come up. If you don't have strong enough samadhi, when your defilement comes up, you might not be able to stop it. So if you don't have a strong base of samadhi yet, I recommend you should concentrate more on development on samadhi. Make your mind calm to the point where you can always stop your mind anytime you want. Anytime your defilement comes up, you can stop it right away. Anytime you get angry, you can stop it right away. Then you can go up to the next level, the level of wisdom or insight, because you still need to get rid of your anger. You can stop it, but you still cannot stop it from happening. But with the development of insight, you will be able to stop your anger from happening at all, because your wisdom will tell you the cause of your anger, and the cause of your anger is your desire, your cravings. When you desire for things or crave for things, and when you don't get it, you get angry. But if you can stop your desire for your cravings or desire for things, then you will not ever get angry, because there's no reason for you to get angry. So this is what you need to do first, is to develop a strong base of samadhi. Be proficient, be able to enter into calm anytime you want, be able to stop your defilement anytime you want. Then once you know how you can stop your defilement, then you want to go to the root of your defilement, so you can eliminate it completely. This can only happen when you develop wisdom or insight, which is to see things as they are, seeing them as impermanent, as hurtful, as no self, not under your control. Everything is nature. Everything is part of nature. Everything is part of the natural process. You cannot control nature. Nature comes and goes as it wants, like the rain. The rain comes and goes, the sun comes and goes. You cannot tell it when to come or when it not to come. So it's the same thing with people and things. Sometimes you cannot stop them from doing something. Sometimes you cannot tell them to do something. The same way. So you have to see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you can see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, as the three characteristics, then you will not have any desire toward them, to manage them or to control them or to expect anything from them.
And in terms of the state of mind during samadhi meditation, especially when I am staying for days in monasteries or in meditation retreats, it's more or less stable at a level where there is joy and ease, and there are no thoughts, sometimes, but it's very pleasant and I can sit quite for long. This is enough to apply for example, Asubha meditation, or the way the body, the elements compose the body, or it still is not enough and it's better to strengthen as much as possible?
If you can enter into samadhi anytime you want, then that's enough.
Okay.
Then when you're not in samadhi, then you can contemplate on asubha, contemplate on impermanence, and then see what happens when your desire comes up, such as sexual desire. Can you bring the contemplation of asubha up or not? Or it's entirely disappear and all you see are just the pleasant and good looking body? Then that means you have no strength to bring up your asubha concentration. That means your samadhi is not strong enough. Besides from stopping the mind, you also have the strength to bring the mind to any subject you want. If you cannot bring the subject that you want, then it means your samadhi is still not strong enough. Your mindfulness is not strong enough. So you should go back and do more samadhi.
Perfectly clear. Thank you very much.
Okay. IG, Facebook. We have live on IG, Instagram also today. So you can either go into YouTube, Facebook or Instagram if you want to watch live broadcast from 2 to 4 right now. If you have any question, you're welcome to ask them now. We'll give you the microphone.
หลวงพ่อ I want to ask what have
Can you speak close to the microphone?
yes หลวงพ่อ I want to ask what have we have to do if our mind is very confused and many thinking and feeling like that. Thank you.
You have to stop it from thinking by using a mantra, reciting Bhutto, 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 or chanting the sutta. If you keep your mind occupied with chanting or reciting the mantra, then you'll stop thinking about other things. And when you don't think, then you can stop chanting, you can stop reciting. But as soon you start to think about other things, then you should keep reciting a mantra like Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. Or chant the sutta, or chant the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, virtue of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vichācarana sampanno sukhato lokavidhu. Just keep chanting many times until you stop thinking about other things. When you stop, then you can stop chanting. When you start to sing again, you chant again or recite Bhutto again. This is one way of controlling your thought. Stop your thoughts, stop your emotion, your feelings that arises from your thoughts. You want to ask? You? No? If you want, get a microphone.
หลวงพ่อ I want to ask how to reduce our ego.
You have to force yourself to become small by thinking yourself as a servant. Don't think yourself as a boss. Just keep reminding yourself, I'm a servant, I'm a servant. I'm ready to take order from everybody. Don't be a boss. Tell yourself, I'm not the boss, I am the servant. So I'm waiting for orders. I don't give orders. The Buddha said, think of yourself as the earth, the ground that you walk on. You can let everybody do anything to you. You have to change your attitude. Don't think yourself as somebody important. Think yourself as a nobody. Okay? Understand?
Sadhu.
Where are you from?
I'm from Aruba.
Aruba.
It's 24 hours away in the Caribbean Ocean.
In the Caribbean.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question that has been bothering me very much.
Go ahead.
It's about what is it that can see the chitta? Is it the Bhutto itself? Is it the knowing that sees the chitta? And is the chitta and the Bhutto itself separate from each other?
Well, let's go one by one. The Bhutto is the creation of the citta. The citta use thought to create Bhutto. When you think Bhutto. This thinking is called sankhara, which is part of the citta. The citta is the one who knows. And most of the time the citta will only know the sankhara, because the sankhara keep blocking the citta from knowing itself. So when you use Bhutto, eventually your thought, your sankhara will stop thinking. When the thought stops, then the mind will be left alone. The citta will be left alone. Then the citta will then see itself. That's it. The citta will see itself.
How can the citta see itself?
Because this is the way how the citta see itself, by stopping it from thinking. Right now the citta doesn't see itself. It sees the thought, the thinking. When you stop the thinking, that blocks the citta. Then you see the citta. See.
So the citta itself is the deathless? The citta itself?
Yes, the citta never dies. The citta is the spiritual being that come and possess the physical being, the body. When the body dies, the citta doesn't die with the body. The citta, if it still has any desire, it goes look for a new body. That's when we have rebirth. We keep reborn, we keep getting a new body. Because we still have the cravings, desire to use the body to provide us with happiness. But once you can practice meditation and make the mind happy in itself, the citta happy in itself, then the citta no longer need to have a body. Then there will be no rebirth.
So the citta will be floating by itself.
Yes, in the spiritual space. It doesn't need to have a body to make it happy. Right now it connects itself to the body, to use the body to bring it some kind of happiness.
At the moment of nirvana, is the citta still there, or is the citta also gone?
No, the citta is always there. What disappears is the craving, the desire.
Yes. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else you want to ask?
Nothing.
Okay. Have you been following my YouTube talk? I have
been following the teachings of Lumpur Saul, Lumpur Man, Lumpur Cha,
I see.
and I've been practicing for the last 7 years, and I want to become a monk to end all suffering itself completely, totally, and to understand with the teacher some obstacles that I still have. And this was one very, very big question that kept seeing, because I thought there was something that could see the citta, but it's the citta itself that sees itself.
That's
and
right.
I could not see it.
Because
I could see it, but it's words.
Yeah.
But when you see there's nothing, there's nothing. It's strange.
Yeah.
But I don't trust the mind. So
you don't trust the thought created by the mind.
yeah.
But the mind itself you can trust, because the mind is true, is real.
There is where wisdom is born.
Yeah, but you never get to see it because you are blocked by your thoughts. See?
Yes.
You only see your thoughts.
Yes.
From the time you get up, you start thinking, and you only see your thoughts.
Yes.
You never see the one who knows the mind itself, who creates the thoughts. So you have to stop the thoughts. Once the thoughts disappear, then you see the mind. Let me give you an example, like the TV screen. When you turn on the TV, you see the pictures on the TV, but you don't see the screen, right? Because the screen is being blocked by the images that appears on the screen. But once you turn off the TV, what happens? No images. Then what you see is the monitor, the screen.
How can I always stay in that state?
First, you need to have mindfulness, Bhutto, Bhutto, to stop your thoughts, and sit down and watch your breath until your mind stops thinking. Then you'll see the one who knows the mind. And once you know, then the next step is to teach yourself that the thought and the mind are two separate things. Don't believe your thoughts. The thought is not real. The thoughts are impermanent. They come and go. They are good and bad. You just have to know which is good and which is bad. The bad thing, you discard them. Keep the good thoughts.
And in the end, do we even let go of the good thoughts too?
eventually you let go of all the thoughts, but you can still use the thoughts to help other people. Like the Buddha, he still used thoughts to teach people about the Dhamma. But he himself doesn't need the thought to make him happy anymore. Because the happiness from the thought is temporary. It's better have happiness without the thought. The mind, when it's calm, that's true happiness there. All right?
Thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. If you want to read some of my books in English, you are welcome to go pick up over there on the other building.
Okay.
No, they are placed on the shelf. You can choose whatever you want.
This building?
Yeah, this building behind, on the ground floor.
I would love to.
Okay, go take a look.
Okay, thank you very much.
Or you can follow my talks on YouTube called Dhamma in English.
I will surely do that because a friend who will become a monk also followed Lumbucha and he told me to come to you.
Okay.
And I will surely thank you very much.
Okay, good. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hope you can ordain soon.
I hope so too.
Okay.
คุณ one way ticket empty does in the mind of an arahant still have conditions like anger, jealous, lust come up, but the mind just doesn't attack to these conditions anymore?
No, the mind of an arahant has no defilement, no greed, no hatred, no delusion. It has been completely eliminated by the practice of vipassana, samatha, vipassana, bhavana. So there are no greed, hatred, no delusion, no cravings, no desires in the mind of an arahant.
Or are these conditions totally eradicated and that don't get born in the mind of an arahant anymore?
Yes, I just said that the defilements such as greed, hatred, and delusion, desires and cravings are completely eradicated by the practice of vipassana and samatha bhavana. Okay, is that all the question for today? Yes. Okay, good. Well, thank you for your questions. I hope it helps you toward your path toward enlightenment. If you need any more help, please do so, sending in your question and we'll answer them the next time. Thank you for your time and goodbye for today.